The H&K VP9 SK 9mm. Is this the concealed carry masterpiece? Guys, welcome back. Pistol Packin' Pilot with another video. Today we are talking about a brand new gun that I got. It's the H&K VP9 SK chambered in 9mm. This particular model also has night sights and the law enforcement trigger, but we'll get to that in a minute. First, let's talk a little bit about what's included in the box. You obviously get the gun. You get 3 magazines. You get a 13-rounder and 2 10-round magazines. You get an H&K sticker. You get an instruction manual, a safety lock, which I threw immediately in the fucking trash can. This is your safety right here. This is the only safety you need. It includes a small and a large backstrap. The gun comes with the medium backstrap on it. And I actually left the medium back strap because that works with my hands. And it also comes with multiple side panels. So these panels on the side can be taken off to match the swell of your palm to fit everybody's hand perfectly. So before we get going, as with any gun, we'll safety check the gun. Magazine is out of the gun. Magazine is empty. And there's nothing in the magazine well, there's nothing in the chamber, and the gun is safe. So let's talk about what you get on the actual weapon itself. We'll start from the muzzle and we'll work our way aft. Obviously have a Picatinny rail, so you can mount a tack light on this rail for night operations. You also have front and rear slide serrations, as well as high visibility front sights that also function as night sights. You've got your takedown lever. You've got your slide release. And by the way, these night sights are metal. They're not the plastic crap that Glock gives you. And you've got these little charging ears. This is very unique. This actually gives you some leverage to rack the slide. And I kind of thought that was weird on this gun at first, but Mrs. Triple P shot the gun, and you'll see that very shortly. She actually really likes these charging ears, and she does not have nearly as much strength in her hands and in her wrist as I have in mine, obviously. So she actually really thought that helped for clearing malfunctions, and we will get to that in the range footage very shortly as well. In addition to that, we also have a German style paddle release for the magazine. I definitely like the push button style release on most weapons that are sold here in the United States, much more than this German style paddle release. But I have adapted to the German style paddle release fairly well. In addition to that, check it out. Phenomenal ergos on this gun. This is the 13-round magazine, and when that magazine is inserted, your whole entire hand can grip this absolutely beautifully. And it does have the finger grooves. The stippling is perfect. It's aggressive, but not overly aggressive. I've got probably 300 rounds through this firearm up to this point. and it's smooth. It's very smooth. And the stippling, I felt like I could have shot it another 500 or 600 rounds without any issues. I also really like the undercut here on the trigger guard. That is one of my pet peeves with Glock, because I get that Glock, not trying to flip you off, but you get what I mean. I get that Glock knuckle on my middle finger because Glock does not undercut them. So on all of my Glocks, I've actually had some custom work done to them, and I do have an undercut here just to make my Glocks more comfortable to shoot. H&K does that for you stock. Let's get to the trigger. This is the law enforcement trigger. It's a little weird. It works great. I just am not sure how much I like the mush, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Well, once again, magazine's inserted. We'll just drop the mag. The gun is obviously still empty, but we'll check it again. Nothing in the well, nothing in the chamber. So the trigger, let's see if I can give you a good view of this. So there's your take up right there. And then a little bit more pressure, and there's a nice clean break. Gun cycles. And the reset is very mushy when it pops forward. And when it pops forward and resets, you have more take up, another break. And it's just, when it resets right about here, it pushes it. It feels like it almost pushes the trigger a little too far forward than what it needs to, and it gives you a lot more take up. I really like that trigger that's a little bit more crisp and a little bit cleaner of a reset, meaning less take up after a shot before you have to get on your next follow-up shot. Now, I know I'm probably nitpicking on that a little bit, and that's fine, because as you guys know, Triple P is a trigger snob. I love, love, love a good trigger. Now, the two best triggers out of the box, and if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know this. The two best out-of-the-box triggers I have ever experienced are, one, my everyday carry, 99.9% of the time, which is my CZ P10C, and number two, the Walther PPQ. I think those two, at least for when we're talking about striker-fired pistols. Let me back up, because if we get into 1911 single-action triggers, you can find a better trigger. But when we're talking about striker-fired guns, the P10C and the PPQ, in my opinion, are two of the best, if not the best, out-of-the-box triggers that I think money can buy. Disassembly of the gun, pretty easy. You basically just lock the gun back. Here's your takedown lever. Push that all the way forward, and it pops right off. And you've got your recoil spring and your barrel right below that. To reassemble, put the slide back on, lock it back, takedown lever back up, and you're back in business. Function check, and the weapon's back, put back together, ready to go. You've heard me ramble on long enough. Let's play the range footage. All right, guys, range performance, gun shot well. As you can see, both of my older sons like the gun. They had no issues with the gun. I shot the gun. I was happy with the way the gun performed. I liked it. It felt good in the hand. Is this the best out-of-the-box trigger? No, it's not. Did I shoot the gun well? Yes, I did. And I think it's a very, very good performer on the range. Mrs. Triple P had an issue with one stovepipe. She, I noticed, was limp wristing the gun a little bit. She does have some issues with some old bowling injuries with that good thumbs forward grip, and she's got some tendon issues. Many of you don't know this, but she actually was a very, very good bowler. She probably should have gone to the women's PBA. That's a whole nother story. I digress. She likes the gun. She shot the gun well. It was just that she limp wristed the gun a little bit and she stovepiped it once. What made me even happier when she did that, she cleared it on her own. She was racking the slide and getting back in the fight. That just warmed the cockles of my heart, because Mrs. Triple P had never even picked up a gun until the day that she met me. Final thoughts on the gun. Is this a concealed carry masterpiece? I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say yes. I like the gun. I think it is a phenomenal carry weapon. Is it going to replace my CZP-10C as my everyday carry? No, probably not. I am such a snob with my P10C. It comes close, and I am going to carry this concealed on occasion. I do have a small of the back holster made by Gelco that fits this gun beautifully. I believe I am going to, when I feel like carrying small of the back, I'll carry the H&K. I love this thing. It's a great gun. It's reliable and it shoots well. It's accurate. It performs well. Would I trust my life to this gun? Absolutely. I did not clean the gun. I took it right out of the box, went to the range, and dumped like 300 rounds through it. No issues except for that one stovepipe that you saw Mrs. Triple P have. And again, like I said, I attribute that to technique, as most stovepipes are. And if you like H&K, $700. Night sights, law enforcement trigger. I have no regrets on this purchase. Thank you for watching, guys. If you like this video and other videos like this, please click that like button and hit that little red subscribe button. And don't forget to click that bell for notifications every time Pistol Packing Pilot uploads another video. Thank you for watching. I am the Pistol Packing Pilot, and I am out.